right now.
So, how long have you been
Antman and the
again?
Wasp.
Not long. It just sort of happened.
I wish I could
Skateboard,
fight bad guys
love
like
it.
you.
I seem to mess it up almost every time.
Maybe you just need someone watching your back.
Hi.
Ooh. Nice.
Like a partner.
Nice. Uh-oh, like a partner.
Dr. Pym, I actually heard what happened to you.
Yeah,
You opened up the quantum realm. That's when these crazy
people
creepy ghosts would like walk through walls and stuff. Stole your tech.
Ooh.
And now she wants to take over the world or whatever. Who would have believed that in your hour of need, you would turn to us?
Not me.
Because we robbed you. Do you remember? That's us.
The only chance we've got is both of you. Antman and the Wasp teaming up.
Follow my lead.
Oh, that was nice. That was
Seems
nice.
more intense.
No. You go low, I'll go high.
I have wings. Why would I go low?
Man,
We're gonna
that's
die.
cool.
I don't want to die. We didn't die.
Ooh.
Hey, what'd I miss?
We were just tiny.
Cool.
I was partners with Hank on a project called Goliath.
How big did you get?
My record, 21 feet. You?
65 feet.
65.
If you two are finished comparing sizes,
65.
Nice, real nice. Really nice trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp. I can tell you guys, Marvel obviously is not my #1 genre. If you've been following this channel for any length of time, you know that Star Wars is the main focus of this channel and pretty much is my main focus. But of course, I do love Marvel. I love DC. I watch all of the movies in both of those genres. Of course, I did get a chance to see Infinity War last Friday, and guys, it blew my socks off. So I guess I'm gonna be doing my Infinity War review right here. That movie blew my socks off. Absolutely wonderful movie from beginning to end. Love all of the characters, love all of the character arcs. I thought they did an excellent job. And not to, well, I guess I am going to go ahead and throw shade at The Last Jedi, only because I'm a Star Wars fan and I'm so disappointed at that particular movie. But you see what Marvel did here with Infinity War. They pretty much gave the fans what they wanted. I think there was a lot of speculation with Infinity War, as there was with The Last Jedi. I think some people hit speculation on point, and part of that is because Infinity War closely follows along the comic books. Foggy even said so himself. So they pay attention to the material that's already out, that fans are already exposed to, where Star Wars is trying to write its own story, and they're really trying to implement a new era with new characters, which is much more difficult to do. Marvel is staying with their mainstay characters, and along with adding new characters, but they haven't forsaken the old characters for the new characters, and I think that's where Star Wars is going wrong. They've totally disposed of the legacy characters in favor of the new characters, and it's pretty much turned half of the fan base off, where you have with Marvel, it's a totally different dynamic. They've integrated the two together, and they've been able to please the fan base across the board. And I think that's the difference that you have in leadership between Kathleen Kennedy and Kevin Feige. I think that's the clear difference between the two there, guys. So again, guys, I'm not a Star Wars hater. I love Star Wars. This is a Star Wars channel, guys. I'm not one of those channels that wants to beat Disney down for what's going on with Star Wars. I don't even want to beat Kathleen Kennedy down for what's going on with Star Wars. I just would like for them to recognize what works. And what works and has always worked from the beginning of time is pleasing the fans and giving them what they want, not giving them some individual director's interpretation of what Star Wars should be, because of course you're going to get what you have with The Last Jedi. With some fans it meshes together, and with others it just does not. So I think that is the difference here between the two franchises, and I think that's why you see the Infinity War has smashed The Force Awakens record, and I think you're going to see a continuing trend where the Marvel Universe is beating out Star Wars at the box office. And I spoke about this a little while ago and took a lot of flack behind it in a couple of my Facebook groups that I'm a part of. I felt as though that Star Wars would take a hit because of The Last Jedi, and a lot of people fought back with that, saying that, well, the movie made such and such X amount of dollars, it did really well. Yeah, that's great. That Star Wars has always done that. It will probably continue to do that. Solo, even with all the negativity surrounding it, and some of the fan base saying that they don't even want to see it, will probably have some really good numbers. It's tracking to do 150 million in its first weekend, and this is a movie that's been met with a lot of controversy with fans because of The Last Jedi saying that they were going to boycott the movie, and it's still tracking really well. Use the box office as a point of reference to say how great a movie was. Well, you can't really apply that to a Star Wars film, because people are going to go out and see it in droves without even knowing whether it's good or not. It's after you see the movie that you can determine whether it's a good movie or not. And we, a lot of us, the majority of us, or not the majority of us, but a lot of us came away from The Last Jedi with a very disappointed outlook on that film. And then when you look at the MCU and Infinity War, I think it's safe to say that the majority of fans came away with that movie very, very satisfied, even though it gave you exactly what you wanted. In Infinity War, you have all the deaths that happen at the end, and some of the deaths are so obvious that that particular character is going to come back, you know, that it doesn't give you a lot of, it doesn't provide you with any sacrifice. But still in all, you still enjoyed it. You know these characters are going to be coming back. You're excited to see how they're going to bring these characters back. And I think, again, that's where The Last Jedi failed. They didn't want to make the movie predictable, which is understandable. They wanted to make something new and exciting. But at the same time, I think they went so far off track that it really turned off a lot of fans. And that's just the difference between the two here. I can tell you guys, I came away from Infinity War enjoying the movie so much that it left me even more disappointed with The Last Jedi. That's how good Infinity War is, guys. So that's my short take and review on Infinity War. Now, how it applies to Ant-Man and the Wasp. Now, Ant-Man and the Wasp wasn't a movie that was high on my radar or big on my radar. As a matter of fact, I wasn't even sure if I was going to actually go out and see it. And now, because of the events in Infinity War, I am very, very excited to see what happens with Ant-Man and the Wasp. It looks absolutely great. All of the material there that we just saw in that trailer looks absolutely awesome. So I cannot wait to see this movie. And I think Infinity War is going to bump up the numbers for Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think it's going to do really, really well and probably exceed whatever the expectations are for its opening weekend, because I think Infinity War is really just that great. If you look at the numbers for Black Panther and what it did during Infinity War's opening week, it actually moved up from, I think, the number 8 spot to the number 5 spot here in the United States. So Most all of that pretty much is due to the good word of mouth of an Infinity War, and probably those who wanted to kind of get a double dip in the universe probably went back out to see Black Panther again after seeing Infinity War. So really cool stuff that we saw here with Ant-Man and the Wasp, guys. But what's most important is, what are your thoughts about Ant-Man and the Wasp? Is it a movie that you're going to go out and see? And then also, if you are a Star Wars fan, what are your feelings in regards to the MCU versus what Star Wars is doing with their continuity? Do you think that the MCU is doing, in my opinion is, that the MCU is doing a much better job with their continuity? They're bringing it all together. The comic books somewhat follow along the storyline of what's going on in the films, where with Star Wars, you do get some relation between the comic books and other material that's out there, but there is still a huge disconnect between the two. And not only that, but now you have this disconnect between the fans and the new sequel trilogy. And I think a lot of it is due to the way that the connectivity is not being done correctly, where I think the MCU is doing a much better job at doing all of this. So guys, let me know what your thoughts are on that. Put those comments down below. Please like and subscribe. And of course, guys, from the Father to the Son to the Obi-Wan Force Ghost, may the Force be with you always.